Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 14 of 2024, we had 125 tournaments with a total of 2,449 players and 8,645 games played. We now know that Codex Custodies and Orcs are on the way, with them going up for pre-order this Saturday at time of recording. As it is only the pre-order, it'll still be a few weeks until the new books see play across tournaments. With that said, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 19 wins and 58 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 17.3, which is a bit better than the 19.3 they got last time. After consecutive weeks with a good weighted placing, it is looking like Marines have recaptured some good form. The Necrons are still in second with 12 wins, 36 top 3 placings, and a weighted placing of 11.5. This is a very similar result to last time. The Custodians have got back in the blue group, also getting 12 wins with 33 top 3s and a weighted placing of 9.3. This is almost twice as good as the 18.5 they got last week. It'll be interesting to see how their new codex affects their stats, considering that most of them, apart from the Necrons, have been underwhelming. We have seen the first rule previews with the Revered Companions detachment heavily encouraging the use of Sisters of Silence. The Thousand Suns see a dramatic return to form with 10 wins, 21 top 3s and a weighted placing of 6.3, the second best overall. This is a massive improvement on a weighted placing of 31.5 they got last time, suggesting they just had an off week. The Grey Knights also get 10 wins with one less top 3 and a weighted placing of 6.5, the third best overall. This is a significant improvement on the 13.8 they got last time. The Orcs are the last faction in blue with 8 wins and a weighted placing of 10.1, which is the same good score they got last week. Like the Custodians, their codex is on the way, and we have seen the first initial previews. It is hard to estimate how good a codex will be from the limited rule previews, but the detachments look to be supporting the main playstyles of Orcs, which is good to see. The Tau topped the green group with 6 wins and a weighted placing of 10.7. This marks a good improvement for them. Likewise, the Death Guard improve, also getting 6 wins with a weighted placing of 14.3, which is a lot better than the 86 they got last time. Astra Militarum continues to do well, with 5 wins and 26 top 3s, which is the most in the green group. They also get a decent weighted placing of 18.8. Chaos Demons also get 5 wins with 15 top 3s and a weighted placing of 10.6, which is a similar result to last time. The Sisters get pretty much the same result as last week, with 4 wins and a weighted placing of 12.3. The Genius of the Cults are the last faction in green, with 4 wins and a very impressive weighted placing of 3.5, the best overall. Due to their small size as a faction, a few more wins can give them the best weighted placing when they were at the bottom of the pile last week. There are a few less factions in yellow this time, with Eldari, Chaos Space Marines and Tyranids topping the group, with 3 wins and 11 top 3 placings. They are ranked alphabetically, with all 3 factions getting a weighted placing over 20. Chaos Knights get 1 less win than last week, with the World Eaters and Botan also getting similar results. The Drukhari see a big decrease, only getting 1 win and a weighted placing of 43, compared to the 4 wins and a weighted placing of 10.8 they got last time. The Admech also get 1 win, with a weighted placing of 29. Imperial Knights don't manage to win a single tournament this week, which is a bit surprising considering they won 5 last time. 22 factions managed at least 1 top 10 placing, but the Space Marines get the most top 10s with 222. The Necrons are back in second with 101 top 10 placings, followed by Custodians in third on 90 top 10 placings. It looks like normal service has resumed after the Custodians took second last week. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 19.03% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 8%, followed by Custodians in third on 6.74%. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Genestealers topped the charts with a win rate of 60.3%. They do only have 23 players, but with 2 weeks at the top and the best weighted placing this time, perhaps Genestealers are starting to recapture some of their form from the start of 10th. The Thousand Suns definitely have a return to form, with a win rate of 50.7%, which is much better than the 46.2% they got last time. The Necrons get back to around their usual win rate with 55.4%, and far more players than the 2 factions above them. As usual, the Custodians are the first faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 54.1%. The Grey Knights back up their good performance in terms of placings, with a win rate of 53.3%. Sisters are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 52.5%. Vast majority of factions are in yellow this week, with Chaos Knights topping the group with 49.7%. Orcs and World Eaters are very close behind, with win rates of 49.6% and 49.5% respectively. Drukhari come next on 48.5%, with their cousins the Eldari on 48.2%. Both these factions have dropped down a little bit from last week. The Death Guard only manage a win rate of 48.1%, despite a good weighted placing this week. The Space Marines also get a win rate of 48.1%, which is a slight decrease for them. Stay tuned until later on in the video to see how the individual chapters perform. Imperial Knights run a win rate of 47.7%, with the Tau on 47.5%. I must say I am a bit surprised that the Custodians and Orc Codexes will be hitting tournaments before the Tau Codex. This is because the new Codex won't see widespread play until it is on general sale. I am in favour of tournaments taking this approach, but I personally expected that GW would have released the Tau Codex by now. Chaos Demons have a win rate of 46.1%, which is a big drop from the 55.1% they got last week. Astra Militarum are the last faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45%. We see similar factions below the Goldilocks zone, with Admech, Tyranids, Chaos Space Marines and Votann all below 45%, with no factions in the red group. The Necrons remain at the top of the running total, with a win rate of 55.6%. With the number of games they've played, I would imagine they will stay at the top for the time being. The Custodians are just in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 54.5%. The Thousand Suns remain in third place, with 53.6%, improving significantly after their good week. The Grey Knights run a win rate of 51.8%, with Sisters coming next on 51.3%. Chaos Demons have dropped back a little bit with a win rate of 50.7%. Imperial Knights have a win rate of 50.5%, with the Drukhari and Genius of the Cults just getting in green, with a win rate of 50.2%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with Eldari topping the group on a win rate of 49.7%, with Tau close behind on 49.6%. Only two factions are below the Goldilocks zone. Admech are still struggling on a win rate of 43.1%, with Chaos Space Marines firmly at the bottom, with a win rate of 42%. As the chapters ahead only have a few players, this week the Space Wolves top the charts with a win rate of 58%. This is another great result for them, which marks 2 weeks with a 58% win rate. On the overall rankings, the Gene Stealers do get a slightly better win rate, but they have less players than the Space Wolves. To emphasise the return to former Space Marines, even the unknown chapters have a win rate of 52.1%. The second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, come next with a win rate of 51.5%. The Blood Angels are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 50.5%. The Salamanders get a win rate of 47.9%, with the Raven Guard just in the Goldilocks zone on 46.7%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, see a significant improvement with a win rate of 44%. The Death Watch have a win rate of 42.4%, with the third most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 41.8%. The Iron Hands are the last chapter in yellow with a win rate of 41.2%. There are quite a few chapters in red, but the majority only have a single player. Imperial Fists top the group, and are the only chapter with more than 10 players, on a win rate of 35.7%. The White Scars are the only other chapter with more than a single player, winning a quarter of their games. Overall, the Space Marines continue to perform well, with a decent win rate for the majority of the chapters and players. The Black Templars remain at the top of the running totals, with a win rate of 51.3%. The Space Wolves come next, with a win rate of 50.7%. Notably, their rolling 4-week win rate is the highest, on 54.6%. The Blood Angels improved their position in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 46.4%. The Death Watch on 43.7%, with the Dark Angels on a win rate of 43.3%. They have made a slight increase after a better week this time around. The Salamanders get a win rate of 43.2%, with Phyllis's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 42.3%. The Iron Hands are the last chapter in yellow, with a win rate of 41.3%. The Imperial Fists run a win rate of 34.5%, with the White Scars on 32.5%, and the Raven Guard on a 30.6% win rate. As we only have a few known sub-factions in the weekly, we will focus on the win rates since the data slate. The Iron Warriors top the win rates with 46.2%, and are the only warband in the Goldilocks zone. The Emperor's Children are on a win rate of 44.8%, with the Wordbearers on 44.3%. The most popular warband, the Black Legion, run a win rate of 42.3%. The Alpha Legion are just behind, with a win rate of 41.3%. The Night Lords are the last warband, with a win rate of 37.6%. I'm sure Chaos Space Marine players are keenly awaiting their Codex, which should be next after the Tau. Now Custodians and Orcs are going up for pre-order. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.